Hi friends, welcome to the reading lesson today about poetry. Today we will analyze or look closely at how poets use figurative language to make a poem more interesting. Figurative language is a fancy way of talking about different added fun words and phrases to poetry to make it more exciting, more fun to read, and more interesting. So what is figurative language? Figurative language is known as onomatopoeia, alliteration, simile, metaphor, and repetition. We're going to focus on two of those figurative language vocab words today. Poets will use figurative language to make their poems more interesting. So today we're going to focus on what is onomatopoeia and what is alliteration. Onomatopoeia might be a new vocab word today, but last week you were introduced to the word alliteration. So here we have the word pop, and that is an example of onomatopoeia. It's a sound word. Onomatopoeia is sound words. And then we have pickled Peter picked a, you know what I'm saying. It's hard to say. It's a tongue twister. That is alliteration. Alliteration are those words that sound like tongue twisters because they have that same sound at the beginning of each word. Pickled Peter. So let's review our alliteration. Alliteration, the definition is the use of the same beginning consonant sound in a line or verse. Here I go with the example. Cross your fingers, I can get it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yes, it was hard, but I did it. That's alliteration because you hear that p sound at the beginning of the words. Those neighboring words. We also have a tongue twister picture. She sells seashells by the seashore. Alliteration is the repetition of the first sounds in neighboring words. That means words that are near each other have the same beginning sound, like ba, or sh, or p. Alliteration. So here's a quick check. Miss Fowler is going to read this poem for you, then we're going to answer some questions. Puppy on the farm. The puppy plays on the farm all day. He chases chickens and rolls in hay. He barks at the gray goose and runs all around. He plays with the farmer and digs in the ground. He follows the tractor and sleeps in the sun. The puppy sure thinks that the farm is fun. You'll hear some rhyming words like day and hay, lines 1 and 2, around and ground, lines 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, sun and fun. The first question says, which words from the poem show alliteration? So I'm thinking back to what alliteration means, and it's those repeating sounds at the beginning of words, like ba, or pa. Let's see. Choice A says day and hay. Well, they do rhyme, but the beginning sounds are d and h. That's not alliteration. Follows and tractor, no, not alliteration. Gray and day, not alliteration, but it is rhyming words. I'm looking for the beginning of the words. Chases and chickens. That is alliteration. Did you hear those similar sounds or the same sounds at the beginning of the word? Ch, aces, ch, ickens. So D would be our answer. Alliteration, chases, chickens. Next question says, what is the purpose of this poem? Okay. A, the puppy chases chickens. B, the puppy runs all around. C, the puppy plays on the farm. D, the puppy thinks the farm is fun. Well, I think a lot of that is true, but some of those are just details. Like the last sentence says the puppy thinks the farm is fun, and we know that the puppy chases chickens and rolls in the hay. The puppy runs all around. But what is the main idea? What's the purpose of it? I'm looking at that first line, the puppy plays on the farm all day, because all of those details describe the puppy playing on the farm. So the main idea or the purpose of this is to tell us about C, the puppy plays on the farm. Next, we have examples of onomatopoeia. And let me tell you something. Thank goodness for spell check, because I don't know if I'd ever be able to spell this word correctly. It's so crazy how to spell it, but it's so fun to say. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia are sound words like pop, slam, bam, boom. Those are all sound words. It's like when you say the word, you're actually hearing the sound. For example, we have what a bee says, which is buzz. You actually are saying that sound, hearing that sound when you say it. Words like kerplunk or crack or quack or wah or boing, those are all sound words. Onomatopoeia are words that make the sound they say and spell. I love onomatopoeia. We're going to look at some poems and see if we can find some. All right, let's find some examples of onomatopoeia. This poem is about onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a very special thing. It's a word like quack or flutter or oink or boom or zing. It's the clatter and the plip-plops and the beeps and bonks and chirps. It's the mumbles and the rumbles and the rattles and the burps. It's the hissing and the buzzing and the giggles and the moos. And on a spooky moonlit night, it is a scary boo. You'll hear so many different examples of onomatopoeia in here. They're sound words like boom or zing or buzzing or chirps. I can't count right off the top of my head, but there's lots and lots of them. I want you to take a second and see if you can find an onomatopoeia word. Go ahead, say it out loud. Great job.